Hi there, I'm Laurent Kemoy.
And I'm Daniel Rodriguez.
We are both economists at the International Monetary Fund. You might know that the core responsibility of the IMF is monitoring the economic and financial policies of member countries, maybe like yours, and providing policy advice, an activity known as surveillance. Data plays a vital role in the fund's dialogue with countries, providing the foundation for this surveillance.
So, have you ever wondered what data IMF member countries need to provide and how the fund assesses the adequacy of this data for surveillance? This is where the data provision and data adequacy assessment frameworks come in.
What is data provision framework? This framework requires IMF member countries to provide the fund with the data it needs for its activities unless they lack the capacity to do so. This framework is centered on the fund's founding articles, which mandate the provision of 12 data categories, including holdings of gold and foreign exchange, certain price indices, exchange rates, and the international investment position. This data is critical for monitoring economic and financial developments with the ultimate goal of ensuring members' domestic and external stability. Given the dynamic nature of the global economy, the IMF's board periodically updates member countries' data provision obligations to ensure that the fund's policy advice is based on relevant macroeconomic and financial data. These updates have occurred twice in the history of the fund, in 2004 and most recently in 2024. The 2004 update was driven by the need to enhance the fund's vulnerability assessments following major crises in the late 90s and the early 2000s. 12 new data categories were introduced in 4 areas: balance sheet analysis, debt sustainability assessment, liquidity management, and financial sector soundness. Similarly, the 2024 review, prompted by profound shifts in the global economy, introduces 17 new data categories. These focus on 3 priority areas of the fund's work with data gaps. 1. Granular data on government assets and liabilities. 2. Data on foreign exchange interventions, swaps, and repurchase agreements among central banks. And 3. Additional data needed to deepen the analysis of vulnerabilities in the financial sector called macrofinancial data. Addressing these gaps will further improve the effectiveness of fund surveillance.
But effective surveillance also requires a more structured and transparent assessment of data adequacy for surveillance. And that's why the fund has updated its Data Adequacy Assessment Framework, or DAA. The updated framework is already improving the dialogue about data issues. The improved DAA, introduced this year, strengthens the data provision framework. As each country has different characteristics and challenges, the data that is most useful in each country also varies. The DAA offers a tool for fund staff to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of available official data in dialogue with government authorities. Using a detailed questionnaire to be filled out by country teams, it provides a transparent and granular evaluation of important data shortcomings for conducting analysis and supporting policy decisions. The improved framework makes it possible to have a more nuanced reflection of these shortcomings. As a result, the updated DAA enriches data discussions and identifies the most beneficial areas for capacity development, or CD. It also documents the evolution of data shortcomings, helping monitor capacity development impacts and recognizing countries' efforts to improve their statistics.
In a nutshell, the data provision and data adequacy assessment frameworks together help ensure high-quality data for economic analysis and policy advice, benefiting both the fund and member countries. In practice, they rely on a cooperative approach between the fund and country authorities, which means we all work together to make them a success.